Alrighty, it's time for our math test. But before we do our math test, I want to practice because it is Friday and we usually would have Spanish on Friday. So let's go over our numbers and we'll go over our colors. And Bill, I didn't shuffle these. Let me shuffle them from last time. Shuffle them all up. Okay. Let's say them English first, then in Spanish. Ready? 4, cuatro. 2, dos. 3, tres. 1, uno. 8, ocho. 6, seis. 0, cero. 9, nueve. 5, cinco. 7, siete. 10, diez. And back to 4. All right, and let's go over our los colores. Ready? We'll say English and Spanish too. So red, rojo. Make sure you're practicing these because we are going to have a little bit of a graduation program. So you want to make sure you know your colors so you can say them. Okay, so make sure you're saying them. Like, repeat after me if you forget. Remember what orange is? Orange is anaranjado. Yellow, amarillo. Green, verde. Blue, azul. Purple, morado. Pink, rosado, and also rosa. Black, negro. Brown, marron. Also we say café. White, blanco. And gray, gris. I think that's it. Yep. Alrighty. Good job. Okay. Let's get started with our math test. You should have this review page. I am not writing anything on here because it's a test. I'm not going to write answers and give you answers for our test. So write your name on your paper if we can fit it up there. There's not much room on these math papers. So, because remember I told you the pages were longer than the pages in the copier machine. So that's why I had they don't quite all fit. So part of the top or part of the bottom on one on each side is cut off. So directions. I'm going to read to you what it says for each. It says, okay, for the blue well, I'll just read to you what it says for the, it gives me directions down here. Blue well. Up here's your blue well. You see your blue well? So it says for the blue well, count the pennies, write how many cents. So go ahead and count your pennies up there for the blue well and write your answer here for how many cents. Okay. All right, you should have that. All right, now for the green turtle and yellow star. Here's the directions for this one. It says, write how many cents. Circle the coins that show 5 cents. So you're going to write how much this one is. You do remember what that is. How much is it? Count your pennies here. How much is it? And then you're circling, we're only doing these two here. The ones that are 5, like how in this box, if this is 5 cents, you circle the coin. In this box, if this is 5 cents, you circle all the coins. Remember how we were doing that just yesterday? Circling the coins if they equaled 5 cents. Okay, now down here for the heart and the flower are different. So we were only doing that for up here for 5. Okay. Now for red heart and blue flower, the directions for red heart and blue flower, write how many cents, circle the coins that show 10 cents. Okay? So you might be circling all of them. You don't know. You're circling the ones at 10. So count how many pennies, write your answer. How much is this dime worth? Remember, this is a dime, and that was a nickel. How much were they worth? Circle the ones that are 10 cents. You might be circling both. Make sure you count good. You don't know. So I'll let you finish that, and we'll turn the page over. There's lots to go, lots to do. Now, the directions are all on here. So if there's something that you don't understand, your parents can read this to you too, because this is what I'm going to be reading from to make sure that you're doing it right. Okay, those are the directions are right there. It tells you everything. And that's what I'm reading from too. Okay, because I don't have a teacher book for this. I'm teaching from the kids' book. All right, so we're on the blue whale. Blue whale. The directions for the blue whale. Write the number that is after 5 and write the number that is before 10. So all you're doing is filling in the blanks. What number is after 5 if you're counting? 5. Remember we were doing this yesterday on my dry erase board. 7, 8. What would come next in this number line? Okay. So write the missing numbers. You're counting, but you're starting with 5. 5 blank. 7, 8 blank. 10. Okay, that should be pretty easy. And remember, if you don't understand anything, ask your parents if I'm not explaining something, and they can read this and help tell you what to do. Okay, so you're going to need a green crayon, a red crayon, and a blue crayon. A green crayon, a red crayon, and a blue crayon. Okay, get those out. For a green turtle, we're on green turtle here. I'm talking about these two shapes. Green turtle. It says use green to color one part of each shape. Remember how I was showing you to do that? You're coloring one part. So you're going to look at this, color one part. Look at this heart. Color one part of it, just one section. Okay, with the green crayon. So you should be coloring one section of this circle green, one section of the heart green, okay, with the green crayon. All right, after you're done coloring that, put your green crayon aside. Next, you're going to need your red crayon. So pick up your red crayon and listen carefully to this direction. Use red to circle the shape that shows 1/2. So which one of these is colored? Is half of it colored? You're circling that shape with your red crayon. So you're circling the shape that, reread it how it says. Use red to circle the shape that shows 1/2. So which one of these two shapes shows 1/2 that you colored? Circle it red. Now get your blue crayon. Use blue to circle the shape that shows 1/4. So use blue to circle your circle. Again, you're circling. One of these is getting circled in red and one is getting circled in blue. That shows 1/4. Alrighty. Hopefully you understood that and you're okay. All right, now to the yellow star. I didn't really go over this with you, but we did this before and other things, and I would think you're going to be okay. You're going to fill in some dots here. If you want to make them blue, you can make them blue. Let me see if it tells you to make them blue for the yellow star. It just says draw more counters to make 25. All right. You need to show me the number 25. If you count these, there's not 25 here. You got to give me more blue dots to show me 25. So you can use a blue crayon if you just want to use your pencil and make circles in the boxes. You need to count these and show me 25. Remember, this is a 10 frame, so I don't know if you can help you with counting by tens. 10, 20, what would I start with over there to make 25? Or if it's easier for you to just to count each one, 1, 2, 3, 4, do it that way. But I need to see 25 dots all together. So you need to make 25 because there's not 25 there. I'll give you a little bit of time to do that. And then I'm going to get I'll get my little red blocks for the next one. Even and odd numbers we're going to be talking about for the next one. So count those. You want 25 total. So after you're done drawing, when you draw some on here, go back and count everything to make sure there's 25 that you didn't miscount. It's always good to double check because sometimes we miscount. Hopefully you got that. All right, next we're going down to the red heart. We have the number 9 here. It says to use these counting cubes. Remember, you don't have them. So we're going to use our little red squares. And I'm going to read to you what it says for the heart. It says, build the cube train, which we're going to use. Maybe move this. We're going to use our, remember I made those out of the paper, okay? So build the cube train. Take 1 cube from each end of the train and snap these cubes together. So what that means is you're just taking one from each end, like I was doing with the blue one before, with this, you're putting them together, okay? Like this. This is what we're doing. I'm doing it for you. If you want to take your red squares at home and do this, you are allowed to do. You're more than welcome to. So we're doing that one from each end. Do this as many times as you can. So let's do it as many times as we can. Are you seeing? Oh, no, you're not even seeing those. Sorry. Wait, let me start over here. I'm moving them up too far, not realizing that you can't see what I'm showing you. So I have my camera tilted to make sure you can see. All right, let me start again. So it says take one from each end, put them together to make a pair, remember? You're supposed to do this as many times as you can. We have 9 cubes there. I have 9 there. Okay, so we did that as many times as we can. Let me read to you what else it says. So I have 1 left here. Okay, so it says do this as many times as you can. If you have only pairs, the number is even. Circle the number. If you have 1 cube that is left over, the number is odd. Mark an X on the number. So is 9 even or odd? What do you think? Remember, I have 2, 4. Oops, let me count from this way for you. 2, 4, 6, 8. Remember, those have pairs. This guy's, remember I called him odd man out? So if the number is even, if number 9 is even, circle it. If number 9 is odd, put an X on it. Okay? Kind of gave you the answer here. You should be able to tell. I think you guys caught on. If you need to do that at home with yourself or ask your parents to help you with that, they can help you with it. But I think I've practiced it enough that you should have grasped it. So like this number 9 here, if it's even, circle it. If it's odd, put an X on it. Okay, that's what they tell you to do for the red heart. All right, now down here for the blue flower. I was just reading those again just to make sure I read you the correct. It says, write how many cents. So count your pennies. Write me how many cents. Here we have a dime. How much is a dime worth? Remember, write that for me. Okay, that should be it, I believe, for our test today. So hopefully you did well. Go back and count. If you didn't get these, count them again. You want 25 total. There's going to be some boxes you have to draw some in, some that don't have it. Some boxes won't have anything in them. So double check, count your dots. If you have to draw, remember little lines on them as you count to help you. Also, I told you this is 10. If you can count by tens, so I don't have you with me to see. Some of you were able to count by tens and understand that some of you weren't. So, but just double check and count. Always double check your work because that can mean the difference between a good grade and a bad grade. So always double check your work. Alrighty, that is it for math. All we have left today is Bible, and we'll get ready for Bible next and finish our weekend. So I'll see you next for Bible.